Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. Ken, what's on your mind, sir?
Hey, I've been shooting a M&P AR-1522, and it's a really fun gun to shoot, but I'm looking at replacing the trigger. I'm not saying the trigger is bad. It's just it's not real smooth, and it's a little stiffer pull than I would like.
Okay.
But I'm looking at all of these triggers, and they have two-stage and single-stage and all of these things, and some of them cost more than my gun. And I'm just looking for advice as to which is the best way to go.
All right. Are you familiar with a two-stage trigger and what it is?
Well, I kind of understand a little bit about it, but I shoot black powder too, so, the set triggers. And
right,
I'm thinking it's kind of the same idea.
No, not at all.
Okay.
A two-stage trigger basically has a lot of movement. It comes just like it's going to swing a lot, and then it's going to hit a resistance, and then it's going off. Originally, I think, I'm going to get into trouble here. Originally, I think it was a military-style trigger where you could allow people to kind of bump into the trigger, and it doesn't go off because there's a lot of movement required. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do understand the concept behind it. Depending on what you're going to be doing, it might be okay. I prefer non-two-stage or single-stage triggers, just because when I put my finger on it, I don't want it to be moving all over the place. But there's an argument to be made. People say, well, it could be safer when you first put your finger on the trigger. Then you've got a lot of movement, and then you bring it back to where you start to find resistance, and now you have a good trigger pull. It's personal preference. If you've not shot two-stage triggers before, and if you're okay with regular triggers, I would probably encourage you to stay with a single-stage trigger.
Okay. Most single-stage triggers are they adjustable as far as trigger pull?
You just have to ask. Some are, some are not. I'm pretty sure the Timneys are adjustable, but you just look at the specs on them, and depends on which one you're getting. And yeah, you're right. You could spend more than you spend on the rifle on some of these triggers. The Calvin Elites are incredibly good, but it may be more than you want to put on a 22. It's just like, do I really want to spend $300 on my trigger?
Yeah, I get people telling me at the range, get this one, or this is better than this one, and this is great. And it's like, well, how much does that thing cost? And it's like, well, it's about $350. And it's like, no, I don't think so.
But, but now on the other hand, a $350 trigger, if you were going to put it on a $1,500 target AR or a $3,000 target AR, makes all the sense in the world. Let's get the most we can get out of it. But for the M&P 22, you're thinking, that's probably good enough. So, but as far as it being adjustable, just look at the specs on it, and they will tell you, whichever brand it is, whichever model it is, it'll tell you if it is.
Okay, because the one that I've been looking at mostly online, and based on your speaking about them all the time, is the Timney triggers.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to be right along the ballpark of what I'm looking for, but I just wasn't sure about the two-stage versus a single-stage, and if it was going to actually help.
Since you're not real familiar with, don't have experience with the two-stage, I would say go with a single-stage. They'll have a good one for you. And, generally pick something that's just in the middle as far as price for that, and just make sure that it's adjustable. I think you'll be good to go.
Okay. That sounds great.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with that. Appreciate the call.